Okay guys, I want to read an Instagram post today that I done after doing a boxing workout on the bags. That's such a good experience. I absolutely love boxing training. I'm not going to stop talking about it because it's changed my life, and I'm confident it can change yours if you want to give it a shot. So I just tried to explain in words what it's given me, the experience, how it's helped me in all areas of my life. It really does help me to be better with my clients, better at teaching, better in all relationships. So here's what I've wrote. Boxing gives you confidence, discipline, motivation, inspiration, and mental and emotional stability if you participate consistently. Really important that I emphasize that, and I thought about that a few weeks ago. And I had a positive anxiety because, you know, when I say on this channel, or if guys talk to me or girls and ask me for advice on confidence, on, you know, how I changed my life, how I help clients, I always say, look, go gym. But a lot of people think, yeah, I'll go gym. They go gym for a bit, which is great. They have a good experience, but they don't stick to it. They're not consistent. And I know why. It takes a lot. So you're only going to get these benefits if you're consistent. And consistent means, I know a lot of you are not going to want to hear this, you're going to have to stick to it for at least, I'd say at least 3 months, then 6 months, and then a year. I always say a year is life-changing. You know, 3 months, massive progress. 6 months could be like, wow. So, gone on to say, boxing training helps you in so many different ways. From losing weight, getting in shape, and calming anxiety and stress. The list goes on and on. If you want to achieve your goal or your vision and become successful in any area of life, I highly recommend that you take up boxing training, as it will give you the tools to succeed in business, relationships, creativity, addictions, and pretty much any area of life. As you already know, it takes a lot of courage to live a successful and a meaningful life. It's challenging for everybody, myself included. Fear and self-doubt often stops people from achieving success, which is why using boxing training as a tool to strengthen your courage and help you to overcome the inevitable challenges along the way of you becoming successful and achieving your goals and dreams. Boxing has transformed my life several times in my life, and I'm certain that it can do the same for you. So yeah, you know, that really does outline my passion towards boxing training. I just want to say a few more things, right? Because I know how people's minds can be. I'm not trying to be a boxer anymore. You know, I'm almost 40 years of age, so I did it when I was younger. But I still use what I've learned in the amateurs, what they taught me. I use it as a regime to keep the weight off, keep me good, keep me mentally strong. And I love it. It's a passion. It gives me confidence, discipline, and it spreads into all areas of my life. And, you know, as a teacher and someone who runs a business, which I love, and coaches clients, you know, I have a responsibility. So if I'm not in shape mentally and emotionally and spiritually, I can still help people, but it's not going to be as effective. So boxing is just like, you can use it for different things. So it doesn't have to be for what most people think. They think, as soon as you say boxing, they think punches in the face, Mike Tyson, getting in the ring and fighting. I'm not really talking, you can do that if you want. That's your passion, go for it. But I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about using boxing to build confidence and discipline and self-esteem, strength of character, so you can then go and apply that into any area. Because this was meant to be for another story. Actually, let me just continue it. Making these notes is really helping me. Where is it? Okay, so if you didn't know me, my name's Jonathan. I'm a confidence coach. This was my story 15 years ago, before I, you know, became successful and was teaching and so forth, and made the changes. And so my story was, to begin with, I suffered from anxiety, and I couldn't move forward in my life because I was so fearful. I was so frightened of fear and anxiety and the feelings and the emotions. I found it difficult to do new things like traveling to new places and meeting new people. I didn't feel comfortable around people, and this made me personally depressed. I hated not being confident. It used to really get me down, and I would always hear a voice and a feeling that would say, you know, you should be confident. You know, this was a recurring thought that used to really frustrate me. I wasted a lot of years avoiding things because of my anxiety and paranoia. I was scared to make money, and I was also scared to form new relationships with people. I was also scared to pursue my goals in case I failed. Anxiety, shame, embarrassment, anger, loneliness, self-doubt kept me in a mental and emotional prison in my 20s. Being bullied growing up really affected my self-confidence. I found it difficult to open up about my anxiety issues, which is the reason why I never got help in my 20s. So, money, relationships, traveling, career, education, responsibility, all these things above frightened me. I didn't like any confrontation or conflict in my life as it triggered severe anxiety and stress. So my inability to manage my anxiety it literally was ruining my life. I wasn't growing as a person because I wasn't facing my fears. I wasn't doing, things that most normal people would do. Where most people were making progress in their lives and moving forward, I was moving backwards, and my mental health and self-esteem was declining. I was always looking for a way out. I wanted to feel comfortable and safe. I was constantly worried about being bullied, judged, criticised, or laughed at or made fun of, which is why I was always on edge. I was always paranoid around people. I saw myself as a shameful person who wasn't intelligent, and I saw myself as a failure, even though that wasn't true. I think my biggest fear was experiencing negative emotions, because I remember not handling negative emotions very well when I was younger. I was a young boy. Emotions of sadness, loneliness, pain really scared me. These emotions would always come if I got socially nervous in front of people. These emotions would often get triggered if I got any perceived rejection from a girl, from a job interview, even if it was family, friends. I couldn't handle rejection at all at that time. I was very negative about everything. So this is the part that I love sharing, because this is the good part of my story. This is when things began to change for me. After hitting an all-time low in my early 20s, I decided enough was enough. That was my affirmation I said out loud in my prayers. I did. Enough is enough. I can't take it anymore. Living in constant fear and pain became unbearable. I started praying to God for help. Soon after, I listened to a Les Brown motivational YouTube video, and it woke me up out of my depressive state. His story really moved me to a point it broke me down in tears. I felt like he was speaking directly to me and my situation. He spoke about being called the dumb one at school. He said some key affirmations that triggered my courage and my passion to change my life. Some of those affirmations were: you will fail your way to success. It's possible you can live your dreams regardless of your circumstances, your situation, your background, your education, your financial situation, etc. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. You've got to be hungry. After hearing those affirmations of Les Brown and his story, and seeing where he started and where he come from as to where he got to, I made a commitment that day in Fulham Broadway in my early 20s after I cried. I made a commitment that I was going to become successful. So that's what I did. I went out and I faced all my fears, and in the process I grew in confidence, and my life changed within about 18 months to 2 years. I set myself specific goals and I set out to achieve them. Those 3 goals were: I wanted to get a loving relationship with the right woman. I wanted to make money doing a job that I loved and help other people. And most importantly, I wanted to overcome this crippling social anxiety that was ruining my life for 15 years. So after achieving those goals, it was an amazing accomplishment for me, considering how fearful I was and how ashamed I was and where I started. I learned so much about fear and building confidence and achieving success. Now, I cannot leave out boxing, because along my journey, and I forgot this years ago, because you don't remember everything, I don't. Maybe all the punches on the head that I took. Boxing. If I didn't go to the amateurs, I cannot guarantee I'd be living the life that I'm living now. It was just amazing. So boxing was a part of that. Boxing gave me stability, confidence, a community, and it calmed me down. I had a lot of issues. So I'm confident anyone listening will get a lot out of this. And when I'm teaching and working with clients one-on-one, I love it when they're open and they give me permission to share my story and to share tools. And I'm pretty confident in that, because I think that's how you change people's lives. That's how people have changed my life. They say something in their story and it might affect you in a personal way, and you hear it and it motivates you. Ultimately, the reason why I make these videos, other than enjoying it and it being my passion, it's still challenging after 11 years. I make these videos for the same reason Les Brown made his video, so people can get inspired and motivated and then physically go out and say, right, this is what I'm frightened of, and they will go and face it, because it's a physical thing with overcoming fear and building confidence. You know, yeah, psychological, you're not going to change until you actually go and face these fears, especially these social fears, all right? So to be continued. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll leave the link below. I put a lot of, not all of them, but I put some of my coaching pictures of me and my clients. I talk about some of the progress they're making. I put my own journey up of boxing and training and when I'm traveling, to give inspiration and to have fun and challenge myself. Let me leave you with this, right? This is the teaching I want to share today, which outside my story. One of the things I realized many years that was holding me back was, this is one thing. The horses are coming, always on time. I used to think that I'm the only one that feels afraid of fear, and it used to make me feel ashamed and lonely and different and terrible. I realized later on everyone feels fear. Some people hide it, some people deal with it really well, and some people are an open book like me, or someone like David Goggins, or my mentor Jeff Thompson, or Les Brown, or many of my clients. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. There really isn't. So if someone judges you for being fearful, it's really silly. They're only judging themselves, because they're going, you know, we all feel fear. But the actual solution is going and facing it anyway. It's the courage. It's having courage to go and do it. So look, in life it's going to be hard. If you don't face fear, you're going to have fears anyway. Then you're going to be miserable because you're not excelling, you're not living your dreams. When you go and live your dreams and you go and face fear, you're going to experience fear, but you're going to have a great life. So what would you rather? You can't get out of fear. So would you rather a miserable life of no growth, no confidence, and all the things that you want to achieve, all the person you want to be? You know, would you rather that at the cost of facing fear periodically, or having a great life, or would you rather have a miserable life and you're going to experience fear anyway, and a lot of fear? So it's really about how you deal with fear. And that was what held me back for years. And I remember, you know, my dad telling me, people, so when I learned to control it, work with it, fear becomes your best friend. And you hear Tyson talking about it, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury. It's great. Now we're living in a time where people are a lot more honest. In my time, no one spoke about it. That's what made me feel more ashamed. But it's so good now that men and women, and especially the successful people, because that makes other people feel they're not on their own and they're normal. And if they can do it, anyone can, which they can. So it's a mindset and it's a heart set, it's the courage. And the more you do it, the better you get. You know, first comes courage. Second comes confidence. I wasn't the most confident person growing up. There were way more confident people than me, but I was really brave. A lot of that I attribute to my dad. He put the courage in me, and I get it from my dad. And after practicing things that were fearful and using courage to go forward, the confidence comes after, you know, you put a lot of effort in and build momentum, which is what I talked about with the boxing. So yeah, I hope you get a lot out of it. Let me know in the box below. Like, share, subscribe. Any questions, I'll make more videos. And as always, if you want to take that step further and face your fear and do a confidence coaching program with me and I can help you, send me an email. My email address is below and I'll get back to you. And if I can work with you and you're committed and you've got the right attitude, I'll help you and work with you. And if I can't, I'll be respectful and say you're not right for the coaching. I'm not rejecting you. I can't work with you, and you will find someone that is the right teacher for you, and you can keep watching my free videos, all right? Speak to you guys soon. I appreciate the support. Bye.